money printer go brrr, and this is REKT. Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how you doing?
I am doing well, and I'm so happy that you gave me that impromptu intro, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a smart man, Jenny. Is he like me? The brrr, that noise that you just made, I was not familiar with that. I see this. I've been seeing this more frequently on Twitter. The BRRRRR, and I'm not sure what that means. Is that have to do with printing money? Is that what that is?
Yeah. So the whole thing is about how the Fed is printing unlimited money, and
that's the sound of the printer.
The sound of the money printer going.
Got you. Okay,
Yes.
I am now up to speed. So that is good for me. I appreciate you bringing those Twitter, references to my attention, because I was a little clueless and I didn't want to be the guy asking about it on Twitter. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad I could give you an update on the current events in. I didn't think I would have to on crypto Twitter, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest. The expert.
I miss a lot of the inside jokes. Like remember when everybody was saying I'd neck? I was not familiar with what they were talking about until a few weeks after. A lot of the cool kid lingo that they're using on Twitter, I usually passes me by. So as much as I'm on Twitter, I don't really get the new kid references that are going around. So maybe I'm a boomer at heart at the end of the day.
You are a boomer. Okay,
I'm either the youngest boomer or the oldest millennial. I don't know which one.
The oldest millennial is like such a depressing sounding children's book. Like
that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, I'm just the oldest millennial.
The Bernstein Bears and the oldest millennial.
It's so sad.
Also, Bernstein Bears right up your alley with a Mandela effect.
Right up my alley, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's just.
Which one is it, by the way?
I mean, it's Bernstein Bears, but it's spelt Bernstein Bears.
No.
I think that's a. I don't know what you call it, but it's just a misreading or a mispronunciation. I think it's always been spelt that way, but we've just always said it Steen as opposed to Stain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to think of my bears as
Stains,
Jewish accountants.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so we've got a show for you today.
Mm-hmm, indeed.
We are sitting here in quarantine life. Things are getting interesting, ramping up, stimulus bills being passed, and we're just here, like what's your update on your stranger scale for COVID?
I was peaking over the weekend.
Based on your tweets, I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, it may have had something to do with the drugs I was consuming over the weekend. But I feel Monday, Tuesday is kind of, softened me a little bit. I feel.
Do you think we've reached peak panic, or is that still to come?
We've reached peak panic. I think we've reached peak panic.
I'm not sure.
I don't think we've reached peak coronavirus.
Right. Well, I totally agree with that. Yes.
I think we've reached the panic was pretty severe. Even the week before last, I would say it was probably peak panic.
I think I think this is buy the dip on the panic. Yeah. I think we should be buying the panic dip. There's going to be, I feel like this is going to come in waves. Like the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. Then people are going to panic more. They're going to be cooped up in their houses. They're not going you'll get re-panic. You know what I mean?
You know what? You're not wrong. You're right.
Panic at the disco.
Fudge. I'm now worried again. Thanks, Fudge. I would say, yeah, I think you're right. I think once we get past the 2 week, like in Canada, it's kind of similar to the US. We have where I live, there's a 14-day non-essential business closure currently going on.
Yep.
I think once you pass that, I think people I think society feels better when you put a date on things. You're like, oh, okay, it's not panic time because
that's what I'm saying. They're going to
once we get past that, like if they add another 2 weeks, or they say, oh, we don't know how much longer. If they're doing it week by week and there's no certainty, I think that it can get very panicky after that.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, before we get going, you've got some things to share with the audience out there via one of our tweets yesterday.
Yes, we received some unfortunate news.
I wasn't even going.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a good place to start. I
apologize. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, we are going to have a REKT in memoriam segment. We have lost officially one of our crypto Twitter brethren, a very polarizing figure, and that would be Mr. Michael Nye. We've talked about him at length on the show. Chambers had many beefs with him. He has officially taken a step back from the Nye moniker and gone back to his
Christian name.
His Christian name, his birth name, and that is Michael Jacobs.
That's correct, Michael Jacobs.
Yep. So
no longer a part of CT.
He will not be associating with CT. I mean, I would think that right, because if you drop the Nye, that's what CT knows you for.
Right, exactly. You're just a normie now.
Yeah.
I think we can easily say that I won. I'm the winner. Nana boo boo. I'm better than you. No. I love winning.
So what are your thoughts on the impact of Michael Nye in the crypto space?
Obviously, when he first started seeing him, a lot of mystery. He was wearing I don't know if you remember when he was wearing the mask all the time. He would do his Periscope.
He was
streams.
on the show. He was on our show and he was wearing a mask on our Zoom.
Right. That is right. I forgot he was wearing the mask on the show too.
Recording from a hotel lobby.
That's right. So, he was a fixture in the CT society. He was known, again, like you said, very polarizing.
I think polarizing is the right way to describe him. People either loved him or really didn't like him.
And you know what? I'm kind of right in the middle. I don't think I didn't like him. I didn't hate him. I just thought it was fun to, it's kind of like Fungus. I think Fungus and I are on the same boat in regards to how we like to, poke fun at him.
Hashtag playfully disrespectful.
Absolutely. I think both Fungus and I are both, maybe it's the Canadian in us that we do like to be playfully disrespectful. But yeah, I think it's fun to tease about, questionable choices in your past. Especially when they're so
blatant. He had many.
So blatant and on video. That's amazing.
Speaking of blatant and on video mistakes in your past, did you start watching The Tiger King yet?
No, my wife actually brought it up to me again.
You gotta do it.
So yeah, it'll probably be sooner than later. But yeah, I think it's best that he moves on. In my opinion, he was definitely pushing some. He was opportunistic, and not in a bad way. Obviously, when he was making his rise to fame and fortune in the
meteoric
crypto space. Meteoric is accurate. Much like the Bitcoin chart at the time. He was being jet setted across the planet in very nice areas of the world, promoting different projects, and I heard there was talk of a Netflix special. I feel that he was maybe interviewed for. I don't think that ever came out. I don't know. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. That never came out, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think it did. I think it's called The Tiger King.
It's called Tiger King. He actually gets fed to one of the tigers. So, yes, I think, at the end of the day, I just want to say I won. Wish you all the best, Michael Jacobs, in your next venture. And it'll be interesting to see what he goes to. I think I'm going to keep an eye on him to see.
Well, right now it's TikTok rap.
TikTok rap. It's going to be something else. He seems to be a type of guy that switches passions usually every year or so. So
can that be called a passion then?
TikTok rapping?
No, like if you switch passions quickly.
Is that a passion?
Be a passion?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So we'll see what he does next. I'll be interested to see what he migrates to going forward. But all the best nonetheless.
R.I.P. Nye.
In peace.
In peace. The other thing was a project that you worked on.
It was.
Specifically.
Right. I was a big fan, for those of you listening that are familiar with the President Show on Comedy Central that came out.
I asked a bunch of people that after this if they'd ever heard of the show or seen it, and they did not. So
really,
sure
I was a huge fan. It was a Comedy Central show. I think it was like 2016, 2017, somewhere in there. It was obviously right after Donald Trump became president. There was a sketch comic that was exceptionally good at doing, a Trump impression. So much so that he was actually going to be, a lot of people don't know this, he was actually, because of all his connections in sketch comedy, was going to be the president on Saturday Night Live. And apparently Alec Baldwin got in there, watched the videos of him doing it, and that's how Alec Baldwin got his technique for doing the SNL Trump.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when I reached
very
out to
controversial.
Very controversial. So there was some controversy there. Anyways, long story short, he ended up getting a television show on Comedy Central. It was very funny and very dark. It was fantastic. It was right up my alley. It was very dark at times, which was really good. Really showed us the insight into the mind of the president, which was very funny. But anyways, he's locked up just like everybody else. His name is Anthony. It's very difficult to pronounce his last name, but I want to say Atamanuik. He goes by Tony. And he's sequestered, just like we are, quarantined in our apartments and houses. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to do some of these Cameo videos. And for those of you guys who aren't familiar, Cameo is a celebrity site that celebrities can go on, and you can pay them to record messages for you. And for those of you who aren't familiar, we actually did that a little over a year ago, I want to say, with Gilbert Gottfried in a video, which was fucking fantastic. And then sure enough, Anthony started doing it. And he was charging a very reasonable amount. So because of Bunshu's, more recent Trump impersonations, I thought it was apt to get Tony to do a little Trump for us and really, really dig into Bunch for his impersonation. And
first of all, I don't know if I deserved the amount of.
No, he really dug into it. Yeah. Well, the difference is, I don't know if I told you this, when we did Gilbert Gottfried, I could literally just type in exactly what I wanted to say.
Right.
And it was, I think it was like 30 seconds, and it was great. I'm like, oh, I'm writing jokes and Gilbert Gottfried saying them, and my life was complete at that time.
Right.
But with Tony, it doesn't say it. You don't type in. I don't know if that's just for him or if that's a setting you can choose if you're one of these people. But it was just like, hey, just kind of give me the broad strokes. And all I said was, hey, we have a Bitcoin podcast. One of the hosts does is trying out a Trump impersonation. And
you basically said, put me in my place.
Yes, basically give him, show him how it's done, and also tell him that I'm funnier than you.
I wasn't even going to bring that one up. I was going to see if you were going to bring it up. I was going to let you have it. Let you have it.
Absolutely. I was right. Just for the record, Bunchu and I paid out of the REKT income for Gilbert Gottfried. I paid out of pocket for this one on my own because I really wanted it to happen. And because I paid out of pocket, I felt the need. I felt that I could request that the comment be made that I'm funnier than you. So
that's why I wasn't even going to bring it up. I was just going to let you have it and make people think it was just his opinion that you
No, I want to be on the up and up here. I want to make sure that the
So are we going to play it?
I have it ready to go, so I'm going to play it for you guys right here, okay? Here we go.
Here we are. First off, I want to say, as the President of the United States, that Bunchu, you got no Bunchu on this guy when it comes to doing Donald Trump, okay? I'm the best in the business. You might be entertaining and able to do a Bitcoin level impression, okay? But I do the big platinum $1 trillion coin minted by the press, the real coin. That's a Bitcoin, a big coin, a botcoin. Why is it a Bitcoin? Why isn't it a Bytecoin? Is it because you'd have to bite it like a gold piece? Here's the point. We're all stuck here inside, sequestered, waiting for Easter, where we're all going to pack into church and give each other tons of disease, and we can listen to the REKT podcast and listen to Bunchu do his piss-poor Trump impression. And, of course, we all know that Chamber, who's the funnier host, he's way funnier. He's a much funnier guy than Bunchu could ever be. I love Chamber. I have respect for Bunchu, but the guy can't do it. And I appreciate all of your support of me, Donald Trump, the great president of the new future currency. I love Bitcoin, and I love Bitcoin because you can get all kinds of dirty shit on the dark web with it. And that's pretty great.
So that was it.
You have it. That was just...
when he says piss poor Trump impression, my
favorite part's the Bitcoin level impression.
I like the dirty shit at the end too. You get a bunch of dirty shit with it. But yes, I'm a big fan of his, so it's very surreal when you watch. And again, he's not an A-list celebrity by any stretch of the imagination, but when there's people that you watch or people that you like on television or through sports, and you request something from them, and you get that personal, communication from them, it's pretty surreal. So like my wife, when I showed her, I mean, she was losing it. We were both laughing pretty hard when that came across email. So for those of you guys who are looking, take a look. It's fun. It's great. I've purchased stuff for gifts for people over the past year or two through that. So if you're looking for, like, I would say maybe not B, C to F level celebrities, you might find something. There's a ton of sports people on there, but check it out. It's cameo.com. And,
hashtag not a sponsor.
Yeah, hashtag not a sponsor, but hashtag future sponsor maybe. I don't know. So check it out.
All right. Well, there you go. That was me getting my ass kicked by a celebrity.
I mean, quasi-celebrity.
Quasi-celebrity, right, yes. All right. So from that, let's get into the news. All right, Chamber, what do you got for us?
What do I have? I have shenanigans happening in India.
Oh, my God. Indian shenanigans?
Indian shenanigans. Oh, there's a nan bread joke that I can't figure out what it is yet.
Oh, good.
Shenanigans. I'm not sure.
Good.
It's too close. Too close. Anywho. Indian police arrest woman who stole 64 Bitcoins from her former employer.
Wow.
Big
money heist.
Big time. That's, it's pretty serious here. Police officials in India have arrested a woman who stole 64 Bitcoins worth about $430,000. Does that work out after the dip too? I'm sure it does. This was, when was this written? This was written a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think it still counts because Bitcoin's shit right now. $430,000 from her former employer. The 26-year-old woman worked for Bengaluru-based BitCipher Labs and stole Bitcoins earlier this year. And the co-founder of, Ashish Singhal, the co-founder of BitCipher Labs, noticed the irregularity and filed a complaint with police, which led to her arrest. So this is, quote, me, Vimal Sagar Tawari, and Jovin Kumar Soni hold a hard wallet on behalf of BitCipher Labs. The private keys were held among three of us. Recently, we found that 63.5 Bitcoins were stolen and transferred through the exchange of SwapLab between January 11th and March 11th. So it remains unclear what business does BitCipher Labs conduct. So BitCipher Labs, a company, but this report does not know what they actually do. The block has reached out to Singhal for comments and will update the story as we hear back. So I guess the question is, Bunch, if you were presented, you're a pretty sophisticated guy when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? If you were presented with the opportunity to steal 64 Bitcoins from your employer, would you take it?
Currently, my employer now? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Today?
F these guys. Yeah. I was lit up when I got on the call with you here. So, I would.
That's fair. But,
maybe not all 64. I don't need that many. I'm not greedy,
No.
Whatever the office space level of stealing would be. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like a penny every transaction.
Like 10 Bitcoin?
Yeah, right.
Is that
exactly.
office? Yeah.
Yeah, like the office space level of stealing where it's like a penny every transaction so that they would never notice.
Yeah, just round it up. Just round that shit up, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you.
Exactly. Interesting. What about you?
What the move is? You know what the move is? You sign up your company for Lolly and figure out a way to drop it in the system. So every time they order anything, that you're getting paid out in Lolly.
That's
or in BTC
fantastic.
through Lolly. That's the real move.
That is the real move. That's a great move. I don't know if you can
figure that part out, but
it's a great move. All right.
So what do you have for us for news?
I've got two here. So one is by our girl, Yogita Khatri. This is Bitcoin mining difficulty sees the second largest drop in history. So Bitcoin mining's difficulty, which is an indicator of competition among Bitcoin miners, has seen the second largest decline in the network's history. So the difficulty dropped around 16% on March 26th as compared to it was 13.9 trillion and on March 26th compared to 16.55 trillion in the previous cycle recorded on March 9th. So the difficulty is designed to adjust itself every 2016 blocks or roughly every 2 weeks. So the largest drop ever since Bitcoin miners started using ASIC miners in 2013. So this was the second largest drop. The largest was in November 2011 when Bitcoin mining difficulty declined by 18%. So the latest drop potentially could be, so the latest drop is a result of decreased Bitcoin hash rate or the network's processing power, which in turn is caused by Bitcoin's recent price crash. So overall, a drop of Bitcoin mining signals that some miners have exited the race to mine Bitcoins. What do you think of this? We are coming up to the halving and everything like that. We are, I would say, not where people may want to be in terms of what they thought would happen in the halving. Mining is very electricity intensive, capital intensive. So, we are coming into potentially some rough economic times. What do you think about the fact that this is happening? You think it's a long-term thing? Why do you think it might be happening?
So I don't think it's a long-term thing. I think it's the profitability for miners right now obviously is not where it was even a month ago. And I think a lot of miners, the reason for the drop-off in miners is because it's not profitable for them to run. So I do think once again, I don't know what the timeline is going to look like, but I think once the price of Bitcoin goes up, I think you'll see more miners, which will increase the difficulty. And then obviously you add that to the halving that's coming up, in the next, I don't know, what are we talking about? 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks? April? Are we saying April or May for?
I think it's May.
Yeah. We'll call it 4 to 8 weeks then for the halving. But that being said, I don't know what's happening in the U.S. or maybe state by state, but in Canada, they've just kind of flattened the rate for electricity. So I don't know about where you live, but where I live, we have off-peak hours, mid-peak, and then high-peak hours for like what we get charged for electricity.
Oh, I don't think I do that. Mine is I think mine's consistent. Static.
Yeah. So, for example, like if you want to run a bunch of
so you watch all your porn in the mid-afternoon.
Yeah, like an asshole. No, that's the peak time.
That's the peak time.
Yeah, so 7 at night to 7 a.m. is like the lowest time.
What?
Yeah.
That makes zero sense to me. I guess
the Canadian
I'm
government.
Thinking of. I guess I must be thinking like consumer versus business. I guess maybe.
Right. Yeah. I think that's why. I think all businesses are run between 9 and 5 typically. Right.
So I was thinking consumer.
Right. So for us, yeah, we'll run our dishwasher at night. I do a lot of the laundry at night, and then weekends is the same thing. Weekends is low rate all the time. So what they've done here is it's low rate all the time now. I forget for how long. I want to say 6 months. But we'll say, just to hedge my bets, we'll say between 3 and 6 months that they've flattened that to low peak hours consistently all the time now. So it's very, I think Not So Fast put out a tweet yesterday saying, let's get our fucking miners up and running in Canada, or at least specifically Ontario.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, Fungus, I think the three of us are all from from the same province, so I think
you guys should hang out.
No, I don't like to fucking hang out with anybody.
You really don't.
I really don't, man. I've been prepping.
Like me,
I didn't
2
know.
Years.
I've been prepping for this my entire life, apparently.
Yeah, I'm surprised you've even stuck with me for almost 2 years now.
That's what I do. You're a worthy comrade, buddy. It's very few.
We're almost at 2 years. Can you believe that,
buddy? That's it's very, very few times in my life do I meet people that I can consistently talk to for this long.
Yeah, so you pretty much on a daily basis too.
Yeah, you are in a very, very low grouping there.
Maybe it's because we have never physically hung out. That's why.
In my opinion, that's exactly why.
Because we're like friends, but we're not really.
Right. Where I get lost with friends is when you got to go and meet them somewhere. You got they're coming over. You got to go over there.
Or like they call me on the phone.
Right. Exactly.
Like, what? Why are you doing this to me? Just text me. God damn.
Right. Exactly. This is the best friendship I could really ask for. So
it really is. It's perfect. It's actually a perfect quarantine friendship, quite honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it is short term for the the volatility in miners going down obviously significantly to make the difficulty drop the way it did. But I think after the halving, I've been on the record, I think now a few times saying the action on Bitcoin, the positive action will happen, I would say 6 to 18 months after the halving, just like it did the last time. So I'm not anticipating anything in the short term.
So you still got a little time to accumulate, if you will.
I think so. I think next year, late this year, early next year, obviously if everything gets sorted out with Corona, because that is a huge factor. But I think Q4, Q1, Q2, Q3 of 2021. I think that's when we'll see some significant action.
Awesome. All right, I got one more quick one here. Let's see here. The title here from the block Crypto: physical gold is in short supply as investors chase safety from coronavirus turmoil. So we've been seeing this a little bit here. So there have been wide reports of global physical gold shortage as demand surges and supply chains are disrupted by the spread of coronavirus. So the price of gold experienced a correlation last week, but soon bounced back after the Fed announced that its unlimited stimulus measures, echoing a similar move in 2008 from the Fed. So basically, gold started to go down with the market and bounced back when the Fed said, money printer, go, you know. Bitcoin's price has shown strongest correlation with gold in 10 months. So Bitcoin also rising with this as well. So, you know, Bitcoin and gold. So if gold's a physical shortage, do you think people will start to flock to Bitcoin? Because I guess gold being in a physical shortage also means gold price would essentially go up as well.
Right, exactly.
In theory.
I really don't think, especially right now, as a bull, as much of a bull as I am, I don't think this is the time where we're going to see, you know, new money coming into Bitcoin because gold is more scarce. I think Bitcoin, for a lot of people, I think for, we'll call them normies, is like almost like a lottery ticket, right? It's a hedge against everything else. And when we're in a recession, which we basically are, I guess, right? I mean, I don't know what else to call it. This is not, I don't foresee a ton of people pivoting into Bitcoin. I might be wrong, but I just, the type of people buy, like, I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. People buy this type of thing when it's, you know, mooning. I think they buy everything when it's mooning. I think people bought a ton of Tesla when it was mooning that are underwater on Tesla now. People probably bought a lot on gold and now they're probably underwater on their gold position. People will buy when Bitcoin is at, you know, $50,000. I think that's when you'll see a ton of people go in, and you know that's. I don't anticipate, like, people weren't coming in droves when it was at $3,500, and they really weren't coming in at 10K where we recently were at. I think we had some influx of new money, but not a ton. And now with what's happening, I just don't see it. But I might be wrong. I'm wrong more than I'm right. So if I'm saying this today, you should probably, you know, bet against me.
Come on.
I don't know. What do you think? You think?
No, I think I'm with you.
You think so? Okay. Well, if you're with me, I feel a bit more.
I think so. I mean, look, I don't fucking know what I'm talking about either, really. But, you know, I'm just going to continue to just do my little daily, weekly buys, no matter what the price is, and buy my like little lottery tickets. And
that seems like the smartest move. I just
buy my lottery tickets and just hope that one day, and look, the more you buy these or the more you buy something like Bitcoin as it's in this price range and it's going down or whatever it is, like, the less long-term risk you have, right? So, you know, that's why I'm doing this strategy as opposed to, you know, buying lump sums.
And let's be honest,
because my money it'll all just be averaged in, and in this range, there's way less risk downside. You know what I mean? So if it never works out, I'll just cash it out and get my money, and it'll still be worth relatively the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I still think historically, like it will be better than it is today. You know what I mean? Like, if you just look at what's happened in the past, like, if Mt. Gox didn't, you know, knock Bitcoin off of its trajectory, like it did, you know, obviously there was a huge dip at the time, but, you know, after that it reached all-time highs by 20 times. I think by 20x, right? I think Mt. Gox was about 1,000
Right.
At the very peak, and then Mount Gox Hoppin', I think it went down to like $180, and then it went to 20 fucking K. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still in the camp that I think Bitcoin will see new all-time highs. I think a lot of smart people agree with me there. So if you're buying it at $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for the news. We are going to move on to the second round of our Barstool Stolen Mikeness bracket. So last time we did sports figures, and who came out? Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson came out.
Made the Final Four in the sports figure mics. All right, so today we're going to do TV and movie mics and get to the Final Four. We've got number 1 seed Michael Cera from... now, this is very defined here. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Michael Cera, number 1 seed, versus 16 seed Michael Rappaport, as Michael Rappaport apologizes for calling Meek Mill a trash rapper. What do you got?
Wow. I love Michael Rappaport in general. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist I was a fan of that movie, though. I still think Michael Cera's kind of an asshole. I don't know if you get that real vibe, like that real life vibe of his.
So I've shared this before with the embarrassing celebrity crushes my wife has. One of which is Ricky Gervais. Another one is Michael Cera. I really don't know what these say about me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Ricky Gervais, I think, is better. But so which way do we want to go with this one?
I would go Michael Cera.
I could be convinced either, I think.
I would go Michael Cera.
Okay, let's go Michael Cera. Michael Cera then.
Both of these next matchups are dirty jobs for sure. We have number 9 seed Gianna Michaels, known for, listed here as High Velocity Cum Shot Compilation, versus Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs.
Again, I'm not familiar with the names. I like Dirty Jobs. I'm going to go Mike Rowe.
I'll also go Mike Rowe. So we got Mike Rowe, the 8 seed, moving on. Now we've got, oof, this is tough. Oh, man.
Mike Rowe.
Holy cow. A really tough 5-12. Mike Myers from Austin Powers versus Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest. I don't like both of these people.
You don't?
Not really. Mike Myers is Canadian, which I should, I should like him. But Michael Jordan, I mean, I hate Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I don't know. What are your
Kobe?
thoughts? Yeah, it's just actually not even. It's prior. It's prior to Kobe for me. It's when I first started liking the Lakers. That first season was, I think, 91, and that was the year that Michael Jordan beat Magic Johnson in the finals. So it was, and I think a month after that was when Magic Johnson announced he had HIV. So it was not a good time for me.
All right, I think that means we're going with Mike Myers.
Okay,
good baby, very good.
What's your least favorite? And okay, I want to know what your least favorite and favorite Mike Myers movie is.
Probably least favorite would be first of all, I used to love all the Austin Powers movies. So
okay,
I would say
nothing wrong. So did I.
Powers.
I'm not. Yeah,
I would say any of the Austin Powers movies would be my favorite ones of his. My least favorite is probably like The Love Guru.
Yeah, I think you're a safe bet. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
Love Guru is probably my least favorite.
Oh, how about So I Married an Axe Murderer?
I like So I Married an Axe Murderer.
That's a good one. That's a classic. No one remembers him from that.
Yeah, that's his first like multi-character movie, I think. You know, he was the dad.
That was his first movie spin-off, right? Was
it a spin-off too?
No, I mean like from after SNL. Like it wasn't that one of his first movies he did after SNL?
Maybe I'm not sure if he did Wayne's World before that.
Oh, of course, Wayne's World. How could I forget Wayne's World?
Yeah. Wayne's World's probably my favorite. But I do like a serious Mike Myers. So anything that he does in a serious role, like Studio 54, he was in.
Yeah.
I really like that.
See, you like Mike Myers.
I like him when he's serious.
You're talking yourself into him.
All right. I just don't. I
I
really don't like The Love Guru.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, who does? It's a shitty movie.
But I also think I don't think the Austin Powers series is as rewatchable as we think it is.
Probably not. I haven't watched it in quite some time, but I used to love them. In fact, I would agree with that, I think. But Shagadelic, baby.
Yeah, indeed.
You're one groovy baby. Too many babies.
There are a lot of.
Anyway. All right, we got.
We grow. I think people of our age. I was gonna say I think people of our age grow up in a pop culture society, and we have things that we say in our day to day that we forget where we got it from. And I guarantee you, there's a ton of lines and words that we say that are from the Austin Powers series that we don't even remember.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what
How
I
about
mean?
no, Scott? Okay.
All right, Mike Myers, it is. You've convinced me.
How about no? All right.
So who we got
number
next?
13 seed Michael Keaton from Minions versus number 4 seed Michael Caine from Batman. I think Michael Keaton's getting a shitty draw here because, like, the Minions Michael Keaton is definitely not the best Michael Keaton.
I'm pretty sure Minions Michael Keaton he was like the dad, like the bad guy dad from.
First of all, weren't they both in Batman? Wasn't Michael Keaton in Batman?
Not the same Batman. Not the
right,
same Batman.
of course, but they were
both Batman.
Yeah,
both in Batman.
Both in Batman. Michael Caine was not Batman, correct?
Right. Correct. I don't think so.
No.
I love Michael Keaton so much that I will take him, even if it's just the Minions of Michael Keaton, I still take him over Michael Caine.
All right, I'll take Michael Keaton in the upset, 13-4 upset. Now, I think I have to challenge you on one of your opinions from last time because I think you mistook Shawn Michaels part of Shawn Michaels' career as Bret Michaels, because Bret Michaels is the rocker.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Is...
Shawn Michaels was in a wrestling duo called the Rockers.
Okay, that makes
with
so
Michael
much more
Jannetty.
sense. Gotcha. All right, wow. All right, there you go. All right, so Bret Michaels from Rock of Love versus Michael Douglas in The Jewel of the Nile.
Bret Michaels, Rock of... you know what? I got to go Bret Michaels, Rock of Love.
Yeah, it's got to be that for me too. Sorry, Michael Douglas, but... this is an interesting one. 11-6 matchup. Michael Clarke Duncan from The Green Mile or Michael Knight Shyamalan.
I love that his name is Michael and nobody knew that. So Michael Knight Shyamalan. I've been an apologist of his for years.
Really?
I love every M. Night Shyamalan movie. I love them all.
Actually, and they have him listed here for The Village, which is a great one.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie, that one.
I would say the only one I don't like of his is the one with how's your mother doing? What's his name? I can't think.
Hey, it's me, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how's your mother?
Well,
hey,
I forget what movie that was, but the planet was basically.
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
It's not great.
Hey,
so
say hi to your mother for me.
That's the only one I don't like. But everything else, I mean, one of the biggest scares I ever got was in Signs.
Signs, good one.
I literally jumped out of my seat when that alien walked across the frame when they were looking at the news footage. But yeah, so to me it's M. Night Shyamalan all day.
All right, next one, 7-10 matchup. Michael J. Fox for The Michael J. Fox Show or Michael Orr from The Blind Side.
Did you ever watch The Michael J. Fox Show?
No.
It was awful. It was like,
awful?
this is a recent show, like when he had full blown Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was just, him. It wasn't like a reality show. It was a scripted show, but he was playing himself.
Pass on that.
It was not great. It was not great.
So are we going Michael Orr then?
No, I still want to go
But
Michael J.
Orr
Fox.
didn't even play himself, correct?
I've never seen The Blind Side.
I don't think he played himself. Michael Orr is the actual football player.
Oh, really?
So unless he played himself, which I don't think he did, then I think we got to go Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I like Michael J. Yeah, Michael J. Fox to me is a national treasure.
This isn't fair what they did with this next one. For the 15
I still know which one I'm taking.
Oh, really?
Regardless.
Yeah, I think I have to as well. You got 15 seed Michael Richards, otherwise known as Kramer, but they have him listed here in this bracket for the N-word, or number 2 seed Michael Moore for Bowling for Columbine.
I really liked Bowling for Columbine. I'm a fan of Michael Moore movies as a general.
I hate him.
Do you hate him?
Yeah,
It's fine. Like I don't love them, but I'll watch them. I've probably watched 4 or 5 of his movies.
yeah.
Bowling for Columbine I thought was pretty well done. But Michael Richards, I mean, come on. It's Kramer.
It's Kramer.
N-word aside,
Right.
it's Kramer.
Yeah, I'm
also,
going Michael Richards as well. All right,
role
so
in the
that's a
movie
big
Airheads
upset
with
there
Adam Sandler.
because they had him listed as that.
I still think Kramer, the work Kramer had done.
Yeah.
I think,
All right,
I
so
think gets him at least to the next round.
all right, next round here we got number 1 seed Michael Cera versus number 8 seed Mike Rowe.
I don't think I would. Again, I don't think I would like Michael Cera if I knew him in real life.
Yeah, but I don't think I would like. I wouldn't get along with Mike Rowe. Like Mike Rowe works too hard for me.
That's a good point. I can be convinced on either. Which way are you leaning?
I would like to advance Michael Cera.
Okay, let's do it.
I would like more information. We have number 5 seed Mike Myers versus number 13 seed Michael Keaton.
Fudge. I love Michael Keaton.
I'd be okay with this upset.
Okay.
Unless we have to follow strict what they're from, and then
I feel like we don't. I don't
case,
want to use that as, because I feel like they've had some. Yeah, you can't.
Because I can't advance Minions Michael Keaton.
No,
but I
of
can
course.
advance Michael Keaton on his body of work, which is what we basically just did for Kramer.
Right. Yeah, I think body of work.
Okay, Michael Keaton moves on. So then we have Bret Michaels versus Michael Night Shyamalan.
What?
I think it's M. Night.
I think so too, but at the same time, we have to recognize what Bret Michaels has done for the trashy cowboy hat.
Oh my God, great!
I mean,
great
without
work
him,
for the trashy, yeah,
it's a trendsetter. Shirtless with leather vest, bandana with plastic cowboy hat, like plastic meshy cowboy hat.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, what a fucking look.
Yeah, it sure is.
Bret Michaels, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye, but you were a worthy adversary.
So wait, did we advance Michael J. Fox
Over
the first time over Michael Orr? Okay,
Over
so
Michael
we have Michael J. Fox versus Michael Richards.
I think I still want to go Michael Richards.
Me too. Yeah. Okay, so now at the top we have Michael Cera versus Michael Keaton.
I mean, it's not even close.
Think this is
I would
Michael
love to meet Michael
Cera
Keaton
goes.
in real life.
Yeah.
And I think we would be friends.
Okay.
And I don't feel the same way about Michael Cera.
All right. So Michael Keaton as a 13 seed makes it to the Elite 8. Then we have Michael Night Shyamalan versus Michael Richards.
I still think we gotta go Michael Richards on this one. What do you think?
I don't know.
I could be convinced. I love M. Night Shyamalan movies.
I think we got to go M. Night just because of the N-word fiasco.
Well, I guess Michael Night Shyamalan is a man of color.
Right. So
that's a fucking bad look for us if that's what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Especially since it's listed here as that. And if nobody listens to this and doesn't hear that we're taking the entire body of work, it's a bad luck.
Bad luck.
All right,
bad luck for the REKT podcast.
Wow, this is interesting. We have 6 seed M. Night Shyamalan versus 13 seed Michael Keaton. What do you got?
What are your thoughts? I don't know. I'm thinking.
I think it's Keaton.
I think you're right. I think I got to go Keaton.
Wow. Big upset. All right. So the first two people in our Final Four bracket are going to be Mike Tyson and Michael Keaton. Wow. We've got a lot of upsets so far.
Two great Michaels.
Because Mike Tyson was an 8 seed. Yeah. Mike Tyson was an 8 seed. So we've got two more brackets. We'll do the music one next time, and then the miscellaneous Michaels for the fourth one to round it out, and then we'll finish it off. But that's about it. And anything else from you, Chamber?
Nothing on my end. I'm all good.
All right, sir. Well, that's going to do it for us for this week. Join us next week for another episode and more Mike-ness. And until then, don't get wrecked. And that is financial advice.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.